Good morning. Well, today I thought I'd nip down and see how the Multiversity building is getting going here in Blackpool. So as you can see, since they demolished all the houses on Charles Street and all that, Milburn Street, this bit of Crookston Street, all the hoardings went up, etc, etc. And you've got the stairwells and lift shafts going in at the moment. They are always the first part of any new building to be put in. There is a lot of regeneration going on here in Blackpool. It's going to look so much better. There's a lot more due to come down as well. That's not the last bit that's going. There's more, plenty more future plans for regeneration in this area. Granted, it's going to take a few years, but it's going to be worth it when it's all done. Modernise Blackpool somewhat. Directly over the road from the redevelopment, you've got the DWP building. Still reminds me of an old Lancashire mill, but in modern style. Now there is a small car park here as well. There's a few smaller car parks keep popping up in different places. So I'll just let you have a look at this one. This is Charles Street short stay car park. So I'll let you read all the information on that. And what I do like about this is this bit here. Obviously, because I have a blue badge. And I do think that is actually very, very good. So if you want to pause the video and read that, it's brilliant. So obviously you've got some prohibited items. And the obligatory warning that if someone breaks into your car or steals it or whatnot, tough. But, you know, yeah, they have to put that. So if you just look down this last bit of Charles Street here, you've got the view of the tower there. Just peeping through. I often wonder now, with all these new buildings that are going up, and they're all quite tall, and I know there's a multi-story car park as well that's due to go up. Like, will our views of Blackpool Tower change? I mean, they're going to, aren't they? As a photographer, I get myself outside of town and I try to get pictures of, oops, sorry, not watching what I'm doing here. I try to get pictures of Blackpool Tower from 2.5 miles away with a moon behind it or a sun or something like that. And, you know, it's going to change, isn't it? But just look at the lift shaft there going up. And you're going to have your stairwells as well before they start on the steel structures of the building. Unfortunately, I missed all the demolition of the site, which I was really, really fed up about. But can't be helped. My health is my health. I have long-term disabilities. It's not going to change anytime soon. And if I can, you know, walk a short distance and show you some things, great. I'm afraid it's not going to be changing. I do like this little area outside the DWP where you can have a sit down, and there's some lovely planting and stuff like that going on. I'll take you around in a minute, just spin you around. And of course the old frontage of the Hop Inn here was saved, and it is now King Street Dental Surgery. See the cranes there. I can hear diggers moving around. I will another time go to the entrance and have a poke in when it's a bit quieter and I don't have to go somewhere and do something else. But I just thought I would pop you down here and we'd have a little look, because I do think, as much as this building in its style reminds me of a bloody cotton mill, because it does. Oh, I do actually really like all this. I think this is brilliant, and I reckon the more places that do stuff like this, the better. I mean, it's nice, isn't it, you know, to have greenery, plants. It's so nice to have these things. And town centres without this sort of stuff are just concrete jungles, aren't they? I don't want to point you at most of the seating because there's people on them, but there are seats along this area. You can just come and sit out and enjoy. You've even got bicycle parks here. You tie your bike up if you feel safe leaving a bike parked up, because even locked, they have a habit of going missing, don't they? Look at these, absolutely beautiful herbaceous borders, stunning. A little look back there, you know, beautiful day again. Thankfully it's also not too hot, which I'm truly grateful for at this point. I'm just going to show you another quick area that's up for refurbishment at some point. Got King Street here.
Yeah.
And then you've got the old Blackpool Royal British Legion building here, which is now all boarded up. I don't know when the demolition of this part of it is going to take place, but it will be doing. So if any of you out of town YouTubers happen to be watching, let's let this couple past before I go into that.
Thank you.
Right, so yeah, if any of you out of town YouTubers are watching and think, oh, I'll just nip over to Blackpool and show everybody what a dump it is, and they come down here onto King Street and Milburn Street and all that jazz, and they see some of these buildings all tinned up. Well, do you know why they're tinned up? Because they will be demolished. There's only a couple still of them, still in operation. Thai Paradise is still at the moment in operation. But as you can see, the rest of them are all tinned up. And why, we ask ourselves? Oh yes, it's waiting for the bulldozers. That one had a fire recently as well, which is, you know, what happens to empty buildings, sadly. Oh, the youth of today. I'm not saying the youth of my day was perfect, because I'll tell you what, we weren't. We got up to stuff. We went into old buildings and messed about. We did. I can't deny it. You know, we went in. We did Ouija board sessions and all sorts. We found out something was potentially haunted. By God, we were in there. Like, oh yeah, we'd find a way in. You know, that's what we did. You don't break in, but if you can find a way in, the gap that you can squeeze through, then you're going to do it. Let's face it, you are going to do it. It's all right saying, oh, youth of today is out of control, and to a degree I agree with it. I really do. They know all too well that there's no punishment. Parents aren't allowed to give them a smack. I got a slap on the back of the legs sometimes. My children got smacks on the back of the legs sometimes, or the body. And what have you got out of it? You've got very respectful people. Today's kids are turning into little monsters. Not all of them, don't get me wrong, but some of them are. They're just like feral beasts that you say anything to them and they tell you to F off. We didn't. We had respect. Even back then. Even if we was in a building or doing something we quite shouldn't have been doing, we did not gob off. We will very politely say, I'm so sorry. We just found an open door or an open window, and we just was curious and we wanted to look round. And with that, the police officers would say, right, well, I appreciate it, type of thing, but we are going to have to ask you to leave and move on. And our response was, no problem, officer. I'm so sorry if we've caused any inconvenience. And, you know, what we didn't do was turn around, tell them to F off and leg it. Because that wasn't done. You know, it's not what you did. So it's out back of the old Legion here on this bit of a car park. This is East Topping Street car park. This one actually down there, and when these buildings go, has permissions to be turned into a multi-storey car park for the town centre. So I'll just show you this one. So this is another car park you can use here in good old Blackpool. So some prices there. Again, for disabled people. We can actually park in any bay to get our 3 hours. Yeah, so it doesn't just have to be a disability bay. We can park in any bay. If we want more than 3 hours, we have to add additional time. But yeah, again, same prohibition notices and stuff like that. Conditions of use, you don't park here, someone burgles your car. Tough. It's out in a public space, what do you expect? Do you really think someone's going to say, oh sorry, you've had your car burgled, we will sort that out for you? No, they're not. It's in a public space. You parked it there. As much as there's great sympathy, I'm not going to do anything about it. Round the back of the round the back of the DWP building, I'd get my body to behave itself. I love finding these little bits of murals, stuff like that. As an artist myself, I love finding these things. I think it's great. And I know when the council started on all this regeneration and doing the DWP building, they were like, oh, it'll up the footfall in town, this, that and the other. And the cafes and everything will all benefit, like, from all these extra people. And yeah, maybe they benefited from some of the workmen doing some of the jobs. But I've been told they're not really benefiting from any of the people working in these offices, because what is it, 6-story, 7-story, they get half an hour for lunch. They do not have time to get downstairs, even in a lift, get into town, buy food, come back and eat it before they are back on shift. So it's a non-starter. I think that was sort of wishful thinking. Oh, look at these, Achillea. They're beautiful, those. I like Achilleas, they're really pretty. Just let's recenter this. There we go. So again, we've got plants and young trees around the back of here. And it's amazing to see. It really is. It's brilliant. So getting some greenery here in Blackpool. That poor tree there's had a bit of wind damage. Our lovely Blackpool winds get a bit too much for some plants. But yeah. That was lovely. That tiger picture was absolutely amazing. I've got a photograph of that somewhere. And that girl before she was so rudely painted over. But yeah, it's a shame. Right, I think I'm going to wrap this one up here. I'm just behind Talbot Road car park. There you go, and that's how you get in there. You approach the gate or the shutter and it rises and you go in. So it's not it's no big secret. Right, like I say, I just want to show you this artwork just before I go, because this is a really cool one. I've always really liked this one on the corner here. This is so wicked. I've always liked this. Look at that. Up there. And then that's the thing, the mural. Or as Hilda Ogden would say from back in the day on Coronation Street, a muriel. Right, I am definitely going at this point. And I will love you and leave you and catch you later. Bye for now. Bye.